self-described Christian nationalist Marjorie Taylor Greene said during a recent interview that she would, quote, be honored to be Donald Trump's running mate in 2024. Here is her full statement. I think if he asked me, I would definitely give that some strong consideration. I love President Trump. I never hide that fact. I think he's wonderful. I have a great relationship with him. I talk to him frequently. I'm so thankful for him and his family, as we all are, and I defend him all the time. I swear I would fight for that man because he fought for us, and that's the kind of president we need back. And if he were to ask me, of course I would be honored. So at the start of the statement, she goes from like, I'd totally consider it. And then by the end, she's like, I swear to God, I will lay down my life to be his vice president. You just watch me. A pretty big shift there in the span of just a few sentences. Here's the terrifying part of this, folks. This actually could become a reality. Now, of course, if she were to run for vice president, I do not know if she would still be able to run her campaign to be in the House of Representatives. I think she would be able to, but I'm not 100% sure. Of course, it also depends on state election laws. You know, you cannot appear on the ballot twice in some areas. So she could possibly lose her seat in the House by choosing to be Donald Trump's running mate if, of course, he picks her and becomes the actual nominee. Because if they get knocked out of the race, she would still have time to run for her House seat and go back to Congress. But the reason I say this is a real possibility, of course, is because Donald Trump has a clear weakness with women voters here in the United States. So he probably needs to pick a woman to run with him. And because he's not very smart and he values loyalty above everything else, Marjorie Taylor Greene is a woman, so she fits that description. Regardless of whether or not she appeals to anybody, he wouldn't even take that into consideration. We know that Marjorie Taylor Greene does not appeal to most people in this country. But again, he wouldn't pay attention to that. He would just see somebody that has been blindly loyal to him, and he would pick her and say, okay, well, she meets the first criteria of being a woman, and she meets the second criteria of saying that I am basically God. So yes, that would be a pick that Donald Trump, I think, absolutely would consider. Because we also know that Donald Trump doesn't listen to people around him. He doesn't listen to smarter people. He doesn't listen to people who know what they're doing. He thinks he is the smartest. He thinks he knows better than everybody. So no matter how many people there were to tell him, hey, she's repulsive outside of the state of Georgia, outside of your MAGA crowds, she's not going to pick you up any votes. And in fact, she would cost you many votes. He wouldn't listen to that. He absolutely would not. So to that I say, hells yeah. Let's let Marjorie Taylor Greene be Donald Trump's running mate. I don't see a problem with it whatsoever. I think that would be the greatest thing. Not only might it get her out of Congress, but it would also be a pretty dang good way to ensure that Donald Trump does not get another term in the White House. I don't see a downside to any of this. Other than, of course, the fact that we would have to see Marjorie Taylor Greene on the national stage for months and months and months and months and months. But honestly, that's really not much different than what we already see right now. So let it happen. I don't think she's going to gain him any votes. I think she's going to annoy the moderates and send them packing. So I'll say it right now. Marjorie Taylor Greene has my wholehearted endorsement to be Donald Trump's running mate in 2024.
This is Hattie. Hattie wants to know why you have not subscribed to our channel. You obviously like our videos, so do us a favor and subscribe.